Welcome to Much Ado About Drama. Today we're going to work on the Stanislavski acting method and talk specifically about given circumstances. If you are a drama teacher, feel free to send this directly to your students to learn more about the acting method. Have you ever felt like you couldn't get into character? Like there was something that was missing, even though you knew your lines, you knew what was coming? Well, today we're going to talk about given circumstances. This is really the foundation of Stanislavski's acting method, and it helps you really start with figuring out what's going on for your character so you can then identify everything else you need to know, including the all-important objectives for your character, which we go into more in another video. Given circumstances are simply what you are given, the information you're given about your character in the play. It's what is going on. Your character is in a scene and they've been dropped into this time and place for this character, and you need to understand what's going on. So we ask the classic W questions: who, what, where, when, why, and you can add in how, which starts with an H. So in English class, probably since about second grade, you've been identifying these things for characters: who, what, why, when, how, where. This is what is going on in the play. Understanding these things as your character is going to help you fully connect to the character, right? Because if you don't fully understand the backstory, what is going on, why it's going on, you're not really going to be able to delve in and then portray this character fully and honestly. This video, we're going to go a little bit deeper into the best ways to identify these things to have the most strong and relatable and realistic characters you can create as actors. So what really are given circumstances? Given circumstances are everything the script tells you directly or implies about the character's environment and situation. So think of it almost like the Google Maps for your character, right? This is where they're starting and then the direction they're heading throughout the course of the play. If you're trying to figure out what the directions are, you need to start with the beginning and then look towards the end, every direction you have along the way, and then you end up in the new destination at the end of the play for the character. So let's give an example from a play most people have some familiarity with, Romeo and Juliet. So Romeo and Juliet, the balcony scene, one of the most famous scenes in the show. "Oh, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?" And so Juliet, what are her given circumstances in that particular scene? She's 13. It's nighttime. Suddenly fallen in love with a Montague, and those are the family that they're feuding with. So she is suddenly in love with someone that her family would not approve of. So her life has suddenly majorly changed because she never intended to go against her family. That there'd be any reason to do anything different than the path that was set for her. And suddenly this love has entered her life and changed everything. And so just simply put, those are the given circumstances. And she is willing to and take any risk to have this love be part of her life. So that's what you want to think about when you figure out your character. Just real quick, if you are getting anything helpful out of this video, I would love if you would like and subscribe, and please share it with fellow actors or drama teachers. Feel free to share it with your students if you think this is helpful. I also have an audition materials guide linked down below. It's a free guide, and if you go ahead and get that, you'll also be signing up for my email list where I will be tips as well as audition tips straight into your inbox. Let's continue. So when you are coming up with given circumstances, here is a just very simple exercise that you can do simply with a notebook and lined paper. So I recommend the first time you're doing something like this, choose a monologue because it's to kind of do these steps with a monologue. Monologue, just in case you're not familiar, it's a speech where just one person is talking. So a longer piece of text within a show, usually about at least a minute long, sometimes longer. Okay, so find a monologue, or if you're already working on a particular scene, you can do this with a full scene. But basically, you're going to write these 5 questions just about the hopefully monologue or short scene you were working on. Number 1, who am I? And then do a few lines in between each one of these. Who am I? Where am I? What time is it? What happened right before this moment? And then what do I want? That's your objective. I have a whole other video on that too that I'll link down below as well, what your objective is. So between each of those on your notebook paper, you're going to put a few lines. I will also link down a little bit of a freebie worksheet too for you to just be able to print these things. It's a fairly simple thing, but it's a good thing to do to find character. So you're going to start with reading the monologue or short scene and writing down those things to those 5 questions, right? And you're going to start with the things that are told to you directly in the script. Anything, who am I, like your name, your age, things like that. If those things are given in the script, usually your name is given in the script, then you're going to write that down first. But then you're going to take it a step further and do those same questions with the inferences. So these are the reading between the lines, things that you're not directly told, but that you can pick up from what's going on in the text. So with the Juliet scene, you might be told some direct things like her age, her name, her family, right? But there are inferences you might have to make. For example, she might be talking quietly because you might infer that her parents are just right in the next room, right? Or you could even make a choice as an actor. Does she know or sense that Romeo's nearby, or does she really think she's just talking to herself when she does the famous "Wherefore art thou" Romeo monologue, right? And so that's where, when you're working on the given circumstances, you can start to kind of get creative and make some choices as an actor. After you've taken the time to write down these basic things, go ahead and read the monologue aloud 3 times. Now, each time you read the monologue, add at least one new thing that you realized about the character. It doesn't have to be one new thing for each question. It should just be at least one new thing. Could be more than one, but you're going to write it down on your notebook paper. So each of the 3 times that you've read it. And I want you to take note of how in just those 3 times of reading it, you are growing or adapting as a character and what those realizations are doing for your acting choices. So just this first step of understanding your given circumstances, identifying them, can really help you start to grow and develop your character. Again, if you're interested in that free audition material guide, it is linked down below. Drama teachers, feel free to use this information or the worksheet linked down below for your class. Happy acting, everyone, and break a leg.